Hi. Right, we've one day to go. I'm feeling a little bit better. My head still hurts, of course, of celery. Um, that's not salary. That's celery, okay? It's not salary or celery. Uh, and I've just been doing a post onto a friend's Facebook. Someone who's got an awful lot of friends and followers, who's been at the game a long time and really done it. Because like, I've been too ill, really. I've only started doing it properly very, very recently. And so I won't show you that because it's got their name on it. But, it's quite a chunky post. Because yesterday we actually went on with our story, my story, the story of like Harry's day, not Harry, well, not the actual story of it, but the story of the film being made, has gone on to justgiving.com for crowdfunding. Now, if you don't know what crowdfunding is, it's that it gets shared on the web. Your story via an organisation gets shared on the web, and I've chosen Facebook as our medium. So it gets posted and posted and posted on Facebook, and not just to your friends, but to on public. Okay, and they have a big thousands and thousands of subscribers to their organisation, and you write the story, how it is, the actual truth of what's happened, how I wrote the book with one hand on the keyboard, this very keyboard, and then part of it's now being made into a film. It's quite a remarkable story, and my story of having the brain operation and then my rehabilitation and being involved. Now, that it's a pretty good story. Do you know what? If it wasn't me having the brain operation, I'd be interested. Because you just think, how can somebody do that? And the answer is, it keeps them alive. It keeps them sane. And if they're a creative person, like I am, it means that they have a focus, a creative focus, an outlet that I see. I can't play my guitar anymore, and even now that's sad for me. When I first found out I couldn't play my guitar, it was in tears when I realised, when I tried to pick it up and play my guitar, and I couldn't do it because that was what I loved. That was my guitar, was my love, and I had my way of earning a living. And when I realised I couldn't do it, it was really difficult. The first year I spent was very, I admit, I was really depressed. But then I managed to pull out. I realised that I was still me. Ella, this daft person inside, and a creative person. And I didn't know how to be creative, though. I got, without that medium, because I was a musician. I was just a bit of a storyteller too, but I was a musician. And then I went through this terrible episode that went on for months and months and months of the pain cycle going round and round. And I needed something that was just me in a darkened room with dark glasses on, like my head like this, trying to find a focus away from the pen, trying to focus on anything, you know, counting the number of stitches there were in something or anything, it was that bad at the and I started thinking about Stourbridge. I started thinking about the 19th century world in Stourbridge because I'm a glass aficionado, a real glass lover, glass collector. And I've been reading in a book about 19th century glass with a magnifying sheet. Charles Hadermax or Hadermax, I can't properly say it, Charles, smack me when you see me. And I don't really think anyone's going to smack me about anything, but you know, whatever. It's just the way it's a phrase. And I had my, and I don't believe in smacking children, let me put that right fair now. Okay. So I had my magnifying sheet, and I read this thing about, you know, chapter a few about 19th century glass, and so I kept, I was there, and it kept coming into my mind, this chapter, or two or three chapters about Stourbridge glass in the 19th century. And I just started wondering, you know, envisaging it in my mind, what it was like with the glass cones, the cones where they made glass. They weren't made of glass, they were made of red brick. In case you don't know. And it was almost like a sort of Victorian Minecraft, only it didn't look like a computer program, but it had no people in it. At first it was just this landscape, you know, and industrial landscape that I'd created in my mind. And then I started thinking, well, you know, blue, it's got to have some people in it. So I made some people, you know, and then I started thinking, well, what would their names have been, you know? This is going on and on, this episode of... It's so silly, isn't it? Really. This is the honest truth of how it was made. And then, I gave them names, and then families. And then I started, like, weaving a story